Lucy Arnaud collapses on stage while singing her song, Hymns Allemandes. The microphone tumbles over. She lays moribund on the platform, gasping for air. Her fans were shocked and raised on their feet, covering their mouths in mercy. Volunteers helped to carry her out of the stage and to her limousine, along with themselves. The crowd chased the vehicle to have one last look, but were held back by the guards. The driver drove a good couple of minutes on the road, and they stopped at her studio. They proceeded into her workplace. All struggled to carry her properly, as if something is pulling her down. She makes one last wish, to record one last song. They without hesitation let her sing in the studio. The decision was made to record it. Azawakh, mon ange, mon ami, mon enfant, venir à moi. Her voice was so distorted and hoarse they could not bear to hear it. It was not the Lucy Arnaud they had listened to before. Suddenly she interrupted from singing, and one of them quickly checked her. Her nose bled profusely. Blood streamed slowly down her lips. He probed her pulse and heartbeat. She was evidently dead, but kept singing, Azawakh, mon ange, mon ami, mon enfant, venir à moi. He backs away from her. Her red eyes gazed at him. He stared at his reflection in her eyes. The light started flickering, and she rips her hair out of the scalp. Deafening screams and crying reigned the entire place. The recording still goes through. Peculiar barks could be heard from the halls when her solidifying, soul-chilling hymn sang again, Azawakh, mon ange. They tried to run away out the studio, but the doors were oddly soldered. The barks were louder, and so was Lucy, mon ami, mon enfant. The lights sparked and went out. The tremors shook the whole studio, knocking things off the shelves and falling over. Something, most probably an animal, banged the closed door, trying hard to get in. Venir à moi, venir à moi, Azawakh. Their ears burst instantly and rung as the door flew open. Something was waiting for her at the door. Lucy runs out of the studio, trampling at the bodies of the dead men with clawed-out eyes. The whole building collapses in response to the quake. Lucy did not make it, but she stuttered out the words of her last song, Azawakh, mon ange, mon ami, mon enfant, venir à moi. This has been a local legend in Lambesc, France, in the 20th century, but did not last long and was completely forgotten. An earthquake in 1909 had hit Provence, France. 46 dead, 250 injured, 2,000 buildings damaged. The areas affected, including Lambesc, it's reached number 6 on the Richter scale, the most massive and most destructive earthquake in metropolitan France. It was rumored that reconstruction was built on the studio, but no one had any idea which building it was. Reports of a strange stray dog were common. Descriptions match a sighthound dog breed from Africa, making it impossible for it to have reached France at the time. The dog, called an Azawakh, was a normal breed, but an important deity in a lesser-known Swahili cult named Watoto Wakifo. But this has nothing to do with the legend whatsoever, you might think. But you may be wrong. Lucy Arnaud's father, Mikomba Marjani, was a Waswahili. He was assumed to be a part of the Watoto Wakifo as a leader. He went on a vacation alone back to Swahili, but it was actually a sort of black pilgrimage. He had come back 2 weeks later and brought back something with him. It was suggested in the lyrics of her songs that it was a dog, most probably the described breed. After her father's return, she changed in a weird manner. She vomited excessively and blacked out in the sight of her father. She was proven to be pregnant, but had no husband. She had decreased appetite, and when she did feel like eating, she would feed herself on raw meat. She became more aggressive and emotionally disturbed over the days. She stopped singing, and her fame was gone for a while. 63 days passed, and she had given birth to her baby. 63 days was too early for a human to give birth. but it was normal for a dog. A day after she gave birth, her mother was dead on the floor, eyes clawed out and bitten on the neck. Her father and the baby were gone, and the only thing left of the baby was a photo. Azawakh.